if you wanted to see Deion Sanders on the national stage, you're going to get to see it during the, I believe they call it the black and gold game for the spring game on April 22nd at 1 p.m. in what might be the first time ever that the Colorado Buffaloes are going to sell out a spring game and I guess be the hot topic of conversation around college football, even though it's spring. But before we dive into it and talk about some of these recruits that are going to be there and the importance of this game for the University of Colorado and Coach Prime, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you all are thinking down in the comments below. Listen, I know I pissed some of you all off in the last video talking about Coach Prime's recruiting pitch being weak. Guys, listen, we're just talking about what the recruits are saying. Carter Nelson, a highly coveted 4-star tight end across the nation, one that a lot of teams want, including Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, and a few others. Doesn't look good when Coach Prime doesn't land those guys. But Coach Prime's got a list of visitors coming up for the spring game that I think he might have a really good shot for, and ones that Colorado fans should be really excited. And I think it's important to start off with noting you're going to have some of your committed guys there, and I would expect to see we're going to see a list of even more of them potentially show up. So you've got Talon Chandler confirmed. He is one of your offensive linemen here in the 2024 class. You have Winston Watkins Jr., the 2025 wide receiver who, guys, if you haven't been paying attention to the film that he is putting up, he is making an argument to be one of the top wide receivers, if not the top wide receiver in the 2025 class. But Colorado, who currently sits with 5 commits in the 2024 class, Omar White, Juwan Johnson, Eric Brantley, Danny O'Neill, and Talon Chandler, they're looking to add to that after this spring game. And you've got your quarterback or quarterbacks, depending on who you talk to. Some people really think Juwan Johnson might play the quarterback position. We'll just have to see, because I think he's really flexible and can play multiple positions. And if you got a guy like Danny O'Neill, who really is a true quarterback in this class, maybe that's the guy you roll out there with. But we'll have to see what Coach Prime's exactly wanting to do with a lot of that. But if you look at the recruits that they're going to have an opportunity to try to bring in, just looking at some of the 3-star guys, you got Tevis Metcalf, an athlete and a cornerback, a 3-star guy here in the 2024 class. You have Kylan Fox, a 4-star athlete / tight end, which, hey, you're going to need to start getting young guys in at that position, even if you have, I'm totally going to butcher this name, Traore? I hope I said that right. You're going to have to start getting some younger guys in there. Some recruits that I think Colorado really needs to be excited about is Stacey Gage, the 4-star running back, formerly from Oklahoma, now in Florida. He's spent some time at IMG Academy. The big thing with Stacey Gage is we really thought this was becoming a Florida recruiting battle. Well, come find out that James Peoples ends up committing to Ohio State. Definitely has to throw a wrench in the plans of Stacey Gage. Now Stacey Gage might potentially be looking at Colorado a little bit more than he was, because he knows he can come be running back number 1 here, especially with Cavassier Smoke only having 1 year of eligibility. But you've also got another running back like Cameron Davis, the 5-star, who a lot of people believe is going to be a Florida State Seminole. You're going to be getting him on campus. So maybe you could go after that guy. But I look at some of the other recruits that you guys have coming up. Jordan Johnson Rubel, a guy that specifically went out of his way to include multiple conferences in his top 12 list. And he's going to give every single school from that conference a actual look and a genuine look. This isn't just a check the box type of thing. If you're Jordan Johnson Rubel, you're a safety. Maybe you could play quarterback. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, just saying. He's done it before. He can do it again. But you look at some of the other 5 stars. Dylan Stewart, the 5-star edge rusher. Williams Nwaneri, the 5-star defensive lineman, who I think is going to be either at Oklahoma or Nebraska, but it's still impressive that you're getting a guy like that on campus. Or maybe even Jaden Riddell, the 4-star tight end who, yeah, he's a dude. He's a flex tight end, a guy that I think is believed that is going to end up at Alabama. But Jaden Riddell, again, is like Carter Nelson, a guy that is wanted by many teams across the country. And so you look at a 2025 guy in LaMason Waller, who is going to be on campus. So you've got a really healthy mix, right? You've got your 2024 guys, you've got your 2025 guys there. And you're bringing them to a game that you're historically not selling out. And now all of a sudden, you're expected to have 45,000 people. You're packing the house, where your previous record was in 2008 at 17,800 people. And you're beating the last 9 spring games combined, which, mind you, those spring games were free. This spring game you're having to pay for, and you're packing it out. That's the allure of Coach Prime. That is what he is doing, and all eyes are going to be on him. He is on the national stage, and I'm going to be watching him. I know some other podcasters that are going to be watching him, and there's some other pretty big spring games that day. You have Oklahoma, where I will be in Norman for the Oklahoma spring game, but then you also have the Alabama spring game, and normally the Alabama spring game is televised. But Coach Prime, because he demands that national stage, is getting that ESPN time slot that would normally be given to Alabama. Just saying. Coach Prime's here. His staff's here. You can see it with the amount of recruits that he has on campus for a spring game. This is a Colorado team that's just been bad. I mean, realistically, guys, you've been bad. Outside of that one season where you went 10-4, what was that, like 2015, 2016? Outside of that one season that you went 10-4, Colorado's just been bad. They've not been a destination that recruits want to go to. And I'm looking at the offer list, and I'm looking at the guys that Colorado could potentially go out there and land. Potentially throw out offers for running backs. And listen, 5 stars, they're great. Same thing I have to tell Oklahoma fans. 5 stars are great. Sometimes, if you're able to land these 4-star defensive linemen, these 4-star offensive linemen, maybe a guy like Rico Scott, 4-star wide receiver out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, those are the guys that are going to fight in the trenches for you. And those are the guys that are ultimately going to help you turn around your program. 5 stars are great, but not everybody lands all the 5 stars. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you all are thinking down in the comments below. Will you be tuning in to the Colorado football spring game on April 22nd?